But it feels good quality.
Ten minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. 10, 12 and a half.
Well, good evening, and once again, that was our 1 minute break. And right now we are actually coming back to a special series that has been recently implemented, which is the Better Speaker series. This is something that we can better understand how to better speak. So, today our third topic of this series is controlling your fear, because I know a lot of times we don't come up here because you're scared and there's fear. And you're in here, in this room, because you want to learn how to control this fear. So this is the exact topic of what we're going to talk about. So then that way, next time when you come up here, your fear will be inconspicuous. So please join me in welcoming Mr. Melvin.
Thank you, Jason. This topic is on controlling fear. How many of you feel fearful or anxious before you come up and talk? All right, some of you didn't raise your hands. You're lying. Or maybe you have to spoon your mouth. So what are some things that trigger our fears? New and unknown situations when maybe we're not in Toastmasters, but we're in a different area, speaking in front of a different audience. Risk that we'll fail. We've always been trained from when we were kids to now to try to succeed. And maybe we're anxious that we're not going to be the eloquent speaker we want to be. The potential for appearing foolish. We don't want to look foolish, and we don't want somebody to think that we're just making fools of ourselves up on the stage. And possibly boring the audience. Somebody's messing with their cell phone or speaking in the back somewhere, trying to be conspicuous. That we might think that we're boring the audience, and so we don't want that to happen. And what are the symptoms? You guys didn't know that this was a medical topic. When you get anxious, your adrenaline kicks in, right? And the adrenaline makes your heart rate increase. It goes into your muscles in your brain, makes you react quickly, but then there's some other things that you don't want.
We have some tranquilizers.
Tranquilizers? Butterflies in the stomach is one. Uncontrollable shakes. Lightheadedness. Richard, you want to show people? And so how do we, all these things, we've all gone through it before. How do we manage anxiety? So there's three main techniques that we know to manage anxiety. And luckily, I actually learned about these three techniques in medical school. But one technique you don't need to know from medical school is experience. People who are experienced, obviously, don't get as much in terms of, you don't see their anxiety. They might still be anxious, but you don't see it as well on the stage. And they actually are less anxious. Obviously, if you practice in front of a mirror, I know a lot of us do this before we come to a meeting and practice our speech in front of a mirror. That's one way to get experience, to decrease your anxiety. You can rehearse in front of family and friends, so a live rehearsal. You have a live audience. You were speaking in your Toastmasters Club. This is a great club. You can make mistakes, do what you want, and it's very easy to come up and do your speech, and this will give you that experience in terms of speaking. And the last, maybe the best way is to do as many presentations as you can. Go find places where you can present in your workplace, volunteer for presentations, and do as many presentations as you can. So that's experience. Second way to manage your anxiety or decrease your anxiety is to visualize. And it's known that when you visualize something, your mind thinks that that visualization is real. So your mind eventually, you visualize over and over. And your mind understands that that's real. And when you visualize, then that reality, just like the experience, it gives you more experience, and it gives you less anxiety. So this talk is actually a fun talk. We have a demonstration. And so if all of you just close your eyes. All of you close your eyes and visualize. Visualize your speech. First, you're introduced to an audience. Visualize yourself walking up to the lectern confidently, smiling at people as you pass. You breathe deeply several times before beginning to speak. And as you imagine this, breathe several deep breaths. In and out. In and out. And then you speak clearly and forcefully. And you remember all the points you wanted to make. And then you captivate your audience with your words, your gestures, your vocal variety. And when you finish, the audience applauds in appreciation. So you can open your eyes now. This kind of visualization, doing that kind of visualization over and over, it's similar to how athletes visualize their race. They are at the starting line, they're visualizing themselves succeeding, going and winning. And this same kind of visualization, if you do it over and over, can help you to decrease that anxiety you get before the speech. The third way we're going to talk about in terms of managing anxiety is relaxation. And there's a lot of relaxation techniques. This is also another fun part. We can practice our relaxation techniques. Isometric exercise. Fancy word. Iso means the same, metric means length. So same length. What does that mean? Your muscle contracts, but it doesn't move anything. So think about it. Your muscle contracts, but doesn't move. So you can contract your biceps, but it doesn't move your forearm. Okay. So this plays into a role because when you contract and then relax, then that relaxation tells your brain to relax. And so another visualization technique again. So close your eyes. And we're going to imagine ourselves contracting and then relaxing our body. But you do it in a specific order. You go from your feet up to your head. So first, contract your feet. And then hold it for a few seconds and relax. So your feet shouldn't be moving, just contract and relax. Remember to do the deep breathing. And just relax. Contract your calves. Hold it for a few seconds and relax. Now your thighs, contract and then relax. And then your abdomen, your belly muscles, contract and relax. As you do this, think about relaxation. You can go back to your favorite spot and just relax. And contract your hands. Hold for a few seconds. Relax. Your forearms, contract and relax. Your biceps, contract and relax. Biceps are upper arms. Your shoulders, contract those and relax. Your muscles in your neck, contract and relax. And then finally your face. Contract your face and relax. You can open your eyes now. Now don't you all feel so much And this was actually another technique that we learned in medical school, actually doing this. But you can also not just do this, but you can visualize, for example, and you can try to tie it into something. So for example, when you're contracting and relaxing, and when you relax, tie it into a big neon sign saying relax. And every time you do this, the more you do this, the more your brain tells you to relax. And so then you can just visualize that big neon sign, and then you'll just relax. So another trick. breathing techniques. There are different types of breathing techniques. One you can do is to breathe in. Let's do another exercise. Everybody stand up. Out of your seats, stand up. So this is breathing. And so you just stand there, and then when you breathe in and raise your arms. So breathe in real deep, raise your arms, and then, I should have make room for yourself in front, because you're going to be breathing in, raising your arms, and then breathing out, and then touching your toes. Okay, so breathe in, raise your arms, and then breathe out. Touch your toes, or as far as you just come.
When was the last time you touched your toes?
As far as you're comfortable for you. And you can repeat that several times. Breathe in, raise your arms, and then breathe out, touching your toes. So that's another relaxation technique. Another way you can do it is, now you have to have enough room to the side. And some people like to do this thing where they just rotate the arms. So you just rotate arms forward in small circles 10 times, and then back 10 times. So this is another way some people try to relax it. It tries to relax your arm muscles and your shoulders. Another way is when you're relaxing, trying to relax your head. You can slowly rotate forward, neck forward, to the side, back, other side, and down. You do that a couple of times. And then do the other way. So the other side, back, other side, down. So that's another way to relax your neck muscles. If you can, I'll sit down now. Last way is another technique is to breathe from your diaphragm. So your diaphragm supports your vocal muscles. So if your diaphragm is relaxed and your diaphragm is supported, then you can project better. And you'll be more relaxed. So when you breathe from your diaphragm, I'll find somebody to volunteer. Does anybody want to volunteer? Everybody's volunteering somebody else.
Mr. President, one.
All right, we don't have to volunteer. Basically, when you lie down, you can put a book on your abdomen, your belly, and if you breathe in, the book should rise. That's breathing into your diaphragm. If you breathe in and the book falls, that's not breathing into your diaphragm. Okay. You breathe in, and your abdomen rises. So that's breathing into your diaphragm. And you breathe out, then your abdomen goes down. So if the book goes up while you're breathing, and then down when you're breathing out, that's breathing through your abdomen, or breathing through your diaphragm. So these deep breathing techniques can help. All right. It's normal to feel nervous. Everybody feels nervous. Even the most experienced speakers, they still feel nervous. But it's how you channel that nervous energy into your speech. And it's what separates the novices from the experienced speakers. Remember also, the audience won't notice when you're nervous. They won't notice that your hands are sweaty. They won't notice that your heart is pounding. They'll just see you, and if you act confident, then they'll think that you're confident. And use these methods that we talked about today to decrease your anxiety.
Thank you, Melvin. Well, definitely learned a lot. And like you said, every person feels nervous, but it's just how you channel that fear so that it is inconspicuous. And I think, Melvin, after this, you should teach like a yoga class. But with that being said, let's welcome back our president, Kang Yu.
Thank you, Melvin. How you have fun today? Yeah. So I have a dream that this club will be fun, energized, every meeting.